We've got a lively crowd here today. I'd like everybody to find a seat, and if not, then let's silence our phones and get ready for business. Today is August 20th, 2024, and we are about to begin. If I could have Madam Clerk do the roll call, please.
Commissioner Barnett. Commissioner Baxter.
Here.
Commissioner Bernard.
Here.
Vice Mayor Marino.
Here.
Mayor Sachs.
Here.
Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner Woodward.
Here.
Thank you.
We have a quorum, and if I could have Commissioner Woodward lead us in the prayer and the invocation. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. My husband and I received a call this morning that his mother passed away. So if I could please ask everyone to honor Carol Woodward, beloved mother to my husband and his siblings and her grandchildren. Honor her with a moment of silence, please. Thank you. May we approach today's business as a task of faith to do our best within our power to provide positive leadership on behalf of our community and those who live and work here, and that our decisions meet the standards of divine compassion for all. Amen. Amen.
Sorry, Commissioner. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the agenda approval. Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions to the agenda as presented?
Yes, Mayor. Good morning.
Good morning,
On
Baker.
page 16, 3A1 has been deleted. We'll be bringing that back in the future. On page 68, 3H25 has been deleted for further staff review, and that will be brought to you next Tuesday. On page 89, 3N1, we revised the summary to include highlights of the plan for 2025. And that concludes additions, deletions, and substitutions.
Very good, thank you. If I could have a approval for the adoption of the agenda as modified?
So moved.
Very good. Did you get the first and the second? All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. We're going to move on to the wonderful special presentations and proclamations at this time. And I wonder if we could begin, and that, if you're following along with me, oh yes, we'll do the consent agenda first. I think that's a good idea. Let's do the consent agenda first. And that starts on page 16 to 116. Is there anybody here who would like to pull anything from the consent agenda at this time? Any of my colleagues? See no one. If I could have a vote on to approve the consent agenda as stated in our record. I have a first from the Vice Mayor, a second from Commissioner Bernard. All those for. Anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously, 7-0. Now, I'd like to do the special presentations, which begin on page 117. And we're going to start with Vice Mayor Maria Marino, and then we could go right on to District 2 at the other podium, if we could. So, Vice Mayor Marino, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm here to do the declaration for the National Hunger Action Month, and I've got 39 folks on my list. So instead of naming everybody, whoever wants to be in the picture, And whoever's wearing orange, because orange is the color, please come forward. And I know I have some elected officials that are going to take a moment to speak and maybe make it brief. But in the meantime, anybody else coming? Hi there. Good morning, all. Happy August and return to business here in the county. So this is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners declaring September 2024 as National Hunger Action Month. Whereas every year in September there is a nationwide campaign designed to inspire people to take action and raise awareness of the hunger in the United States. And whereas despite the wealth in Palm Beach County, more than 173,000 residents struggle with hunger, with over 50,000 being children who do not have enough to eat on a daily basis, according to the Feeding America's Map the Meal Gap report. And whereas as of June 2024, 50% of the families with children enrolled in the school district of Palm Beach County are considered economically disadvantaged, and whereas 46% of county households are struggling to make ends meet, according to the most recent ALICE report, and ALICE is an acronym for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed, represents the growing number of individuals and families who are working but are unable to afford the basic necessities of housing, childcare, food, transportation, healthcare, and technology. And whereas in 2015, the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners and the United Way of Palm Beach County developed the Hunger Relief Plan Palm Beach County, and the United Way of Palm Beach County's Hunger Relief Team continues to lead this collective impact initiative with more than 150 partners addressing childhood hunger, senior hunger, building infrastructure, alleviating hunger, increasing access to fresh produce in the glades, and advocacy. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 20th day of August 2024, that September 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Hunger Action Month. And I have highlighted folks who want to speak: Pam Cahoon, Lori George, and Jamie Kendall.
Hi there. Good morning, County Commission and Administrator Baker. I'm Dr. Lori George, President and CEO of United Way of Palm Beach County. Almost 10 years ago, we reached out to residents within every square inch of our community to identify the most pressing need. It was food insecurity. Children spelled it out for us and said, we need food, F-O-O-D, food. So immediately we sprung into action and called the county staff team, Ms. Baker and John Van Arnhem. Together, we presented a proposal to the County Commission to fund a comprehensive study done by the Food Research Action Center and the University of South Carolina. We created a robust hunger relief plan with 10 important steps. We garnered support from the business and nonprofit and government community. Reverend Pam Cahoon, who I'm going to introduce, is a longtime nonprofit leader. To our good fortune, she had just retired, and she stepped up to lead what is one of the most significant accomplishments in our county's history, to lead our collective efforts to alleviate hunger. She'll share some of our results today. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you so much. I am Reverend Pam Cahoon, and it has been my passion and my honor to be involved with the Hunger Relief Advisory Council and be able to chair it. Even with a pandemic, massive growth in our county, and affordable housing crisis, we are still making great progress with this plan. We have reduced food insecurity for children. We have implemented that all children can eat free lunch and breakfast at school. Collectively, we have expanded the weekend backpack meal program to over 9,000 children at over 100 sites, and that's just some of what's been accomplished. But your partnership is critical, because your partnership means that no child will go to bed hungry, no senior will starve to death, and that everyone will have food. Thank you again, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Jamie Kendall, our wonderful Executive Director of the Palm Beach County Food Bank.
Thank you, Pam.
Well, good morning. I'm Jamie Kendall, the CEO of the Palm Beach County Food Bank. I'd like to thank the county commissioners for having your hunger relief team here today to be recognized for the good work that we do in the community. Hunger Action Month is a time that we can collaboratively get together and advocate to end hunger in our community, and that's what this group does every day. County government and other individuals in the community were instrumental in starting the Palm Beach County Food Bank over 12 years ago. Since then, we have made great strides to help all of our neighbors who are food insecure. Most recently, I would like to thank the county commissioners for helping the Food Bank and United Way complete a transformational project which is just now starting to change the lives of so many of our neighbors by producing hot, nutritious meals for all of those that are in need. Palm Beach County is a wonderful place for people to reside and live happy, productive lives. The Palm Beach County Food Bank recognizes that while so much work has been done, there is still so much work that needs to happen so that nobody in our community goes to bed hungry. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I get started with this proclamation, I just want to take a moment of personal privilege and recognize my mayor and city commissioner from the city of West Palm Beach, Mayor Keith James, and Commissioner Christina Lambert. Welcome. So I would like to call on, I believe we have some folks from Community Services to come forward and join me to receive this proclamation. Anyone? Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your photo. You're a very popular guy this morning, apparently. This is, as we're entering, we're in the middle of summer here, and which is really the height of the need for cooling and utility use in our area. And we have the opportunity to be able to assist our residents here. So, and make sure that they know about this important program that's available to help them meet their financial needs and take care of their families. So we are declaring August 2024 as Palm Beach County LIHEAP Action Month. Whereas the Community Services Department's Community Action Program administers low-income energy assistance program, referred to as LIHEAP, designed to provide eligible county residents financial relief from high home energy costs to restore or maintain their utility services. Whereas LIHEAP Action Month was designated by the National Energy and Utility Affordability Coalition to help raise awareness of the critical nature of LIHEAP, this program offers relief to millions of people every year who rely on the service. LIHEAP helps reduce the energy burden for approximately 5.9 million households, assisting 15 million Americans, including vulnerable individuals. LIHEAP helps reduce the energy burden for approximately 8,000 households here in Palm Beach County, assisting more than 21,000 Palm Beach County residents. And whereas 70% of LIHEAP recipient households in Palm Beach County have individuals who are either elderly at 60 years old? Come on. We got to redo this proclamation.
Yes.
Disabled or under 6 years old. And whereas in Palm Beach County, 82% of LIHEAP recipients' income is below the federal poverty threshold. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners, Florida, assembled on the regular session of this 20th day of August, August 2024, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed LIHEAP Action Month. And Mr. Green, would you like to make some comments?
Sure. No problem. Thank you, Commissioner Weiss, Mayor, County Commissioners. We are just elated to recognize a program that helps so many of our seniors, individuals who have disabilities, households with children under the age of 5. You know, it's not uncommon for us to get a phone call about a household's electricity being turned off. And many of us who live in Florida have experienced that through hurricanes or other natural disasters, and it is not a pleasant experience for us. And so having the ability to assist those households in getting their electricity turned back on so that they can, the kids can do their homework, so that parents can cook and do the things that they need to do in order to survive is extremely important. And so this is a part of a safety net. It's a derivative of an act that we'll talk about here in a little later with the last proclamation, but an act of Lyndon Johnson. It's a derivative of the Economic Opportunity Act. And it is one of those things that is just precious and very useful to residents here in Palm Beach County. And so thank you for recognizing today as LAHEAP Awareness Month, Action Month, and appreciate all the support that we get from the commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you. And while they take their picture, I would like to call up the FAU softball team. We have Gabby Sacco, and I apologize if I mispronounce any of your names, Jessiano Mora, Kylie Channel, Trinity Slaughterback, Abby Ota, Kylie Hammonds, Bella Semino, Yanni Guzman, Ansley Lambert, Cameron Orland, Jaden Martinez, Kelsey Endress, Corin Damier, Kate DeLeon, and we also have head coach Jordan Clark, assistant coach Nicole Newman, and graduate assistant Elizabeth Hightower.
Very nice.
So, and any other players or anyone else from FAU who'd like to join in this proclamation? I'm sorry, certificate of congratulations. So we have certificate of congratulation presented to the FAU girls softball team. The Florida Atlantic University softball team has made history as it concluded an exceptionally successful 2023-24 campaign, which resulted in 41 wins, claiming the American Athletic Conference Championship regular season title in their first year with the AAC, and an NCAA Regionals appearance for the first time since 2016. Kudos to the entire sports team on your incredible accomplishment. Each one of you has played an essential role, and this achievement reflects your collective efforts and talents. Carrying on the legacy of winning in paradise is rock star head coach Jordan Clark. She and staff had inspired the girls to new heights with positive influence and guidance. You get the best effort from others not by lighting a fire beneath them, but by building a fire within. Clark's insights and ability to bring out the best in each player have led to the continued success of this team, and we look forward to future victories. First fielding a team in 1995, former Hall of Fame coach, the late Joan Joyce, led the Lady Owls to 9 championship wins and a 10th conference championship in their first season in the Sun Belt Conference in 2007. Decades later, FAU's current team of leading ladies continues to sport their hard work and dedication on and off their home field that was renamed in honor of Miss Joyce in 2023 after her passing. Watching this team conquer the field fills us with immense pride. Congratulations on this epic win and an outstanding season. Go Owls. The coach wants to speak. Who's the coach?
Good morning, everybody. I'm head coach Jordan Clark. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for having us. It's such an honor to be here. As I stand up here, I am blessed to lead such an amazing group of women, and I hope that you see a room full of strong, confident women. They're going to be great mothers someday, wives, employees, bosses, and that's our goal. Is we won on the field, but I am blessed every day that I get to lead this group. And so this is my 3rd year in Paradise. If you're not a softball fan or a sports fan, I encourage encourage you to invest in female athletics. And when people think of invest, we think of money. Instead, we think invest in time. Coming out and supporting these girls, following them on social media, watching their games on ESPN is something that, is easy to do, and we would love to have you. Not only are they awesome on the field, winning 41 games in one season is extremely hard to do. And we are competing against, to give you kind of an idea, your Florida States, your schools with, unlimited budgets. And so to see a team like this win their conference, go to regionals at an at-large bid is truly remarkable. And when you look at these women, they're beautiful on the inside, beautiful on the outside, but they wake up at 5 a.m., they go to weights, they go to practice, they hopefully get a meal in, they go to treatment, they go to rehab, and so their days are long. And so I'm just really proud of the women they're becoming. And so I just want to say thank you for having us. And if anything out of today, I hope that we can make you an Owl softball fan. Go Owls.
Before we complete the proclamation to this wonderful group of athletes, Vice Mayor Marino and Commissioner Baxter would like to add their proclamations. So go right ahead, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. As somebody who lived, eat, and breathed softball for many years of her life, I want to say congratulations. I could not be more proud to have you in our county, and thank you for doing such an amazing job. You've accomplished something that most people can only dream of doing. So thank you, everyone.
And I'd like to
Mayor
add,
Marino?
as a professional golfer and professional athlete who was a four-sport letter person in high school, and with the advent of Title IX and women's sports being able to grow as it has, it's not just about being an athlete. It is about being a contributor to society, and everything that you learn and all of the disciplines that you learn now will help you as you grow. And good luck, and thank you, and congratulations.
All right.
Keep all the red in the middle.
We have the commissioners come on and blend in with the, yeah, come on in, commissioners.
We're going to blend somehow.
The front row can kneel. No, I'm kidding. Squeeze in. If you can't see the camera, she can't see you. Working on the glutes of the thighs here.
Everybody?
We're going to start doing squats soon.
Then we'll squeeze. Come on in. That'd be perfect. Squeeze closer. Squeeze. We want to be back so they're right here.
The boss.
She is. She's good.
Former coach. Meeting these young athletes really gives you a good idea of what our future looks like. And our future looks like we're in good shape. Congratulations, ladies and athletes. Very good. Palm Beach County's proud of you. Okay, Commissioner Barnett, it's a hard act to follow, but I think you can do it.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. I would like to invite representatives from Community Services Department, Community Partners of South Florida, and Pathways to Prosperity for this next proclamation. And before I issue this next proclamation, with your permission, Mayor, I just would like to recognize my predecessor and the Executive Director of the Florida Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles Department, Commissioner and Mayor David Kerner. In the back. And my former commission assistant, the really tall guy in the back with the smoky bear, Dave Bernhardt. A proclamation declaring August 20th, 2024 as the 60th anniversary of the War on Poverty. Almost forgot. Sorry, it's the only orange I had in my wardrobe. Sorry. This proclamation honors the 60th anniversary of the Economic Opportunity Act, first introduced by President Lyndon B. Johnson as part of the War on Poverty. Over the past 6 decades, the Palm Beach County Community Action Program has been instrumental in promoting self-sufficiency and economic opportunity for limited income individuals and families. In recognition of this milestone, the Palm Beach County Community Services Department, along with Circles of Palm Beach County and Pathways to Prosperity, hosted a Living on the Edge poverty simulation to foster discussion on enhancing economic mobility and continuing the vital work initiated by the EOA. Do we have Dr. Green, Taruna, and Natalie Vasquez? Okay. A proclamation declaring August 20th, 2024 as the 60th anniversary of the War on Poverty. Whereas on January 8th, 1964, President Johnson announced his war on poverty that led to the enactment of the Economic Opportunity Act on August 20th, 1964. And whereas the 2024 Palm Beach County Community Action Program is celebrating 60 successful years of promoting and achieving self-sufficiency for limited income people. And whereas the county's program has made essential contributions to individuals and families in Palm Beach County by providing innovative, cost-effective, and outcome-based economic opportunities. And whereas, in observance of the 60th anniversary of the Economic Opportunity Act, Palm Beach County Community Services Department, Circles of Palm Beach County, and Pathways to Prosperity hosted Living on the Edge poverty simulation on August 13th, 2024. Participants were guided in a role-play simulation as they fast-forwarded through a month in the life of a family living with minimum resources. The poverty simulation served as a catalyst for important discussions on policies that can be reformed to enhance economic mobility opportunities. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, assembled in regular session on this 20th day of August 2024, that August 20th, 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed the 60th anniversary of the War on Poverty.
Thank you, Commissioner Barnett, Mayor, Commissioners. It is an honor to be standing before you this morning, celebrating the 60th anniversary of the War on Poverty. On January the 8th, 1964, President Lyndon Johnson declared unconditional war on poverty in the U.S., and on August the 20th of 1964, he launched the Economic Opportunity Act, which created a host of programs, including Head Start, the community action programs, the VISTA program, Job Corps, many programs that help lift families out of poverty. And that is exactly what we continue to do today. I'm standing here with staff and our partners of the Securing Our Future initiative. We have Pathways to Prosperity, who operates a program called Circles Palm Beach County that is a model to help lift families out of poverty. We also have Community Partners of South Florida, who's with us, and they are participants in the Securing Our Future initiative, which is another initiative to help families who are impoverished to earn additional income and to earn a thriving wage. And we're continuously working together, not just asking families to kind of beat the odds, but working to recommend policy change and systems that help change the odds for our families. And so I'm grateful that we're recognizing this momentous occasion. And I want to thank all of the commissioners and all of our partners for the work that they continue to do to create equitable opportunities for the families here in Palm Beach County. Thank you.
Okay, while they have their photograph, I would like to call up Michael Garrett, David Friswell, and Wendy Friswell from the Hoot and Holler Tailgaters. Woo-hoo-hoo! Okay, good morning. So we are proclaiming September 7th as Hoot and Holler FAU Tailgating Day. Whereas September 7th, 2024 is recognized as National Tailgating Day, a day to celebrate the tradition of fans gathering outside of stadiums before sporting events, enjoying food and beverages before cheering on their favorite team. And whereas tailgating in America can trace its roots back to the first football game between Rutgers and Princeton in 1869, where fans arrived early in horse-drawn carriages, carrying food and drinks. Whereas tailgating has evolved to become a major social event with elaborate setups, including grills, tents, portable generators, and satellite TVs, some considering it as important as the game itself. And they have all of these things. I've seen it. Whereas Palm Beach County is home to the Florida Atlantic University Owls, whose passionate fans have established a tradition of tailgating in parking lots surrounding the football stadium. And whereas when the FAU football stadium opened in 2011, a group of 5 families, affectionately named Hoot and Holler, began tailgating and hosting large groups of family, friends, and acquaintances, fostering a sense of community for both locals and visitors alike. And whereas the group grew to over 10 families, their love of the game and the art of tailgating has been successfully passed on to the next generation, with their children now tailgating at various universities around the state. And whereas Hoot and Holler expanded their tailgating season to support additional sports, including basketball and softball, so their love of collegiate sports and community spirit makes every day at FAU special. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session this 20th day of August, 2024, that the board hereby recognizes September 7th, 2024 as Hoot and Holler FAU Tailgating Day.
Thank you, Commissioner Woodward, Commissioners, Mayor. It's really hard to follow up on the energy and passion coming from Coach Jordan Clark, but we'll do our best by matching that pre-games in a parking lot throwing a party. So it's not every day that you get recognized for your school pride and enthusiasm. So thank you. I would like to invite anyone who hasn't come out to an FAU athletic event. They offer a wide range of both men and women's sports. Tennis, beach volleyball, softball, baseball, come on out. And if you haven't experienced a tailgate, you're welcome to come join us in the Copper Lot to the east side of the stadium on football days. And we'll see you in the outfield for the softball games. Thank you.
While they're taking their picture, I'd like to recognize someone in the audience who's done so much for the development of our beautiful county and his many buildings and construction. But there's one thing that he is very much noted for and has maybe a little pressure on today, and that he owns the Miami Dolphins. Steve Ross, thank you for being with us today. And let's go Dolphins. Win. It is rare that we're able to honor people who have done so much, not just for the county, but for the state of Florida. Our own commissioner, who was once a state representative, whom I served with in the state of Florida's legislature, then became a county commissioner, then mayor, and now left us to be head of the Florida Highway Patrol, and that is Dave Kerner. Good to see you, Dave. Come on up. Today, I'm going to declare August 20th, 2024 as the 85th anniversary of the Florida Highway Patrol. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the folks who, when you have problems on the interstate or the turnpike or anywhere, any little secondary route in the state of Florida, you are so happy to see those lights go on. Now that's if you're not speeding. Not that I have ever had that experience. However, I'm just going to say a personal story. I was traveling with kids and family on the way to my son's wedding, and when we had a flat tire in the middle of I-4 and in a dangerous part of the highway. And I tried AAA. You know, you get a robot on AAA. You can't get anybody to come help you. I tried the insurance program. Hey, they just said, you know, wait a while. In the meantime, I'm in the middle of a highway with kids in the car, and these are the guys who came to help me. And it really, really means a lot. These are our Florida Highway Patrol, and it was established in 1939. I wasn't around in those days, but it was impressive because it was part of the Department of Public Safety, and it had served our citizens in the state of Florida for 85 years with the core values of courtesy, service, and protection. Its first recruit class consisted of 32 graduates, and by the first full year of operation, it's grown to 59 troopers. Now, this total of 53 state troopers. These 53 state troopers have died in their service of taking care of all of the people here in the state of Florida. They are known as Florida's finest. The members of the patrol tirelessly uphold the values established by Colonel Kirkman, providing protection for all of us. Whereas now serving under the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, we congratulate you on the 85th anniversary. Retired auxiliary troopers, along with the members of the Advisory Council, are extended heartfelt gratitude for their service in Palm Beach County and throughout the state of Florida. So now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 20th day of August, 2024, that this day is hereby proclaimed the anniversary of the Florida Highway Patrol. Congratulations. We have with us today Dave Kerner, who's the Executive Director, Major Dave Bernhardt, and Colonel Hoes, who you're welcome to speak today. Thank you.
Mayor, thank you so much for that very kind introduction and an incredible testament to the history and the value of your Florida Highway Patrol, and to the Vice Mayor and honorable members of the Board of County Commissioners. It's an honor to be back with you, Senator-elect. So happy that I've been so nice to you all these years as you make your way back to Tallahassee and serve in the august body of the Senate. It's been a long time since I've been back here in the chambers, and it feels like home. I can tell you that it would take a lot for me to vacate my seat on the county commission to serve in a different capacity, but what it took was the Florida Highway Patrol and the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. It's been an honor of a lifetime to serve on this august body and this august body and this dais, but really I found just an incredible home and an incredible mission in working with the members of the Florida Highway Patrol. We have here some very special guests. We have Colonel Gary L. Howes II, the Colonel of the Florida Highway Patrol. We have Colonel Harrison, who serves as the executive officer of the agency. You all are very familiar with Major David Bernhardt. We have Major Williams, Major Myers, Sergeant Wigfall, and many others of our honor guard that are here to honor you in your service as county commissioners. Mayor Sachs spoke very eloquently about the history of the Florida Highway Patrol. And I can tell you that it's challenging as an administrator and as a leader to come into an institution from the outside, and all of you have experienced that as county commissioners. When you were elected, you just appeared one day at this county commission. And to navigate that and to not have the institutional knowledge is challenging. And I faced those challenges when I was appointed by Governor DeSantis back in January of 2023. And on behalf of the governor and the cabinet, who I serve, thank you for having us here today, and thank you for supporting law enforcement. But the larger point is to come into an institution with so much pride, so much history, is both an honor and a challenge. But I can tell you that the command staff have been incredible. I've had an opportunity to appoint Colonel Howes in, I think it was April of last year, and he had done 29 years? A little over 30 years. If you look at the history or the service of all these men and women in uniform, it speaks directly to what we're here to honor, the 85th anniversary. You talked about how we have 2,000 troopers in the state. If you think about how many men and women have served the Highway Patrol in the state of Florida since 1939, it has to be thousands upon thousands of people that risk their life for your safety and your welfare. Mayor, you also spoke about, unfortunately, the 53 state troopers that have lost their life in service in the line of duty. Unfortunately, we lost Trooper Zachary Fink in February of this year as he was pursuing a fleeing felon in St. Lucie County. And so beyond the courtesy and service and protection that they provide, and beyond the core duties that they provide to the state, they also do just an incredibly challenging job, one that is not seen publicly often. They serve on the border in Texas. They serve during hurricanes. We just had a trooper crash his car last night during a pursuit, catching a murder suspect. And so they're a quiet force, but a powerful force behind the scenes, designed to not only serve the state of Florida, but to provide assistance to our local departments, our sheriff's offices and police departments. But I think about the 53 that we lost, and I want to take a moment to thank you as county commissioners for your robust and undying support of your law enforcement, your sheriff's office, the police departments within your cities that you represent. It does not go unnoticed, and it's an honor to be here before you today. Given that it is the 85th anniversary of the Florida Highway Patrol, I think with the mayor's permission, it would be appropriate to have Colonel Howes make some comments to the board and the people of Palm Beach County. Thank you for having us here today. Thank you for honoring their service and their legacy. And ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to serve and work with you. Colonel Howes.
Thank you, Director. Ms. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and County Commission, thank you so much for recognizing your Florida Highway Patrol and our 85th anniversary here in Palm Beach County. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that 30 years after Palm Beach County became our 47th county in the great state of Florida, the Highway Patrol came into existence by statute. So we take great pride in Palm Beach County. We take great pride that you shared one of your sons with us as our director, Dave Kerner, son of retired Major Marty Kerner of Lake Worth. So thank you so much for sharing him. He's been a breath of fresh air for the agency, a source of pride for us. He has brought a proactive, forward-thinking perspective that's indicative of Palm Beach County to Tallahassee again, and we're proud to have him as our leader. And I don't think anybody could do a better job than what he's doing for us right now. On behalf of your Florida State Troopers, thank you so much for recognizing us and our agency here today. Thank you.
Mayor, I know that we're always very sensitive about gifts in this profession, but if you would, we have a very special gift for you and for the rest of the Board of County Commissioners. Major Bernhardt will provide those coins to you, but I have one for you, Mayor. It is our 85th anniversary Florida Highway Patrol coin. We hope that you will display it with pride, and thank you so much for this opportunity, Mayor. Here you go.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm serious when I say that these troopers put their lives on the line for all of us. And all our byways and highways of this great state, we know that they are our guardian angels. And there's probably many stories like I just told you about that trooper coming and changing our tire and making sure that our kids were safe. I tell you, I cannot thank them all enough for doing what they do. And you, you know, the head of the Highway Patrol, our very own, we were not happy when you left. But we know that you're, in a sense, keeping an eye on all of us. There's always someone who is there raising you in the way that you have become today, Kerner, and that's your dad. And I think your dad is here today. If I could have Mr. Kerner, come on up over here, Mr. Kerner, stand next to your son. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. We're a family.
Got to do a shout out to my mom too. My mom is watching. Now she's not here today, but thank you, Mom, as well.
Yeah. That's a smart son. Gonna have a warm dinner tonight. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Mayor,
you.
may I
want you to
interrupt
stand
for a
the
second?
picture. Okay.
Mayor?
Here we go. Yes.
Commissioner Bernard would like a couple of comments.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, my Vice Mayor. Commissioner Kerner, we came here on, the first day we served together, and we didn't get a chance to give you a proper goodbye as we typically would give to our outgoing commissioners. But with you being here today, I just want to thank you for the work that you've done on behalf of the residents of Palm Beach County, specifically being the leader during COVID. And you led us, and so we are very proud of the work that you've done for us and your work with the Florida Highway Patrol. I know for me, I know you're here to wish me goodbye since I'm leaving soon too, but I look forward to working with you in Tallahassee because we've talked about, increasing pay for our state troopers, and so I look forward to working with you on that to make sure that our state troopers get the maximum pay as possible. So thank you.
That's very good. Thank you. Okay. Would my colleagues mind if our troopers came up forward and took a picture with all of us? Thank you very much. Okay. Put you right here.
I'm going.
Colonel? Colonel, come on in here. Okay? All right. I saw you. I saw you. Okay, here we are.
You want to be? You guys got the guns.
No. Are we all set? A little bit closer. Thank you. He's like my son. I miss you a lot. I miss you a lot. Careful out there. Yeah. I always worry about them out there. All right, let's move on. And now we're going to talk about water. If I could have John O'Brien, Region Chairman Jonathan Torres, Publicity Chair, and of course our own Director of the Palm Beach County Water Utilities, Ali Bayat. If you could come on up, please, because we are going to declare August 2024 as Florida Water Professionals Month. I want you to know we have the best water in the state of Florida. That's right, because of all of you. So the Florida Water and Pollution Control Operators Association was organized in 1940. Those were the days when we used to be able to drink water right out of the hose. Remember those? You have to be a certain age to remember that. Kids today don't do that. And it was a nonprofit trade organization that promoted the sustainability of Florida's water utility industry through workforce development to protect the health of all of our citizens and preserve our state's water resources. The organization offers water and wastewater treatment plant operator and water distribution training courses required to get a Florida license. And in recognizing the importance of Florida statutes and administrative code that regulates our water industry, the Florida Water and Pollution Control Operators Association acts as liaisons between the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and industry personnel. Water professionals are essential first responders during storms and other catastrophic events, working to ensure safe drinking water and safe disposal of wastewater for our communities. So whereas the Palm Beach County Water Utilities Department has joined with the Seacoast Utility Authority and the Florida Water and Pollution Control Operators in supporting the efforts of promoting the important work water professionals do in Palm Beach County. So now therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners on this 20th day of August that the entire month of August is dedicated to Florida Water Professionals Month. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't have water, we can't live here. We could do without a lot of things, but every time you turn that tap on, you know that the men and women of these organizations are securing that that water is clean and safe to drink. Thank you so much for all the work that you do. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Ms. Baker. You've been having a very busy day. It's so hard to follow FAU and then Florida Highway Patrol and all that. Thank you for your ongoing support. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's get a picture. Come on over. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, it's so important. Got everybody?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So much. As always.
Congratulations, all of you. Thank you so much. And thank you, sir. Okay, and the last one is going to be National Voter Registration Month. And you know what today is? It's primary day. I'm not going to ask everybody here if you've already voted, but if you haven't, I know you're going to vote today. Declaring September 2024 as National Voter Registration Month. Whereas the residents of Palm Beach County engage in the act of voting as a voluntary measure to participate in our core democratic principle of America, and whereas communities across our county come together to raise awareness about voter registration. And whereas voter education efforts of Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections helps to empower voters to have their voices heard in elections, and whereas all businesses, community members, and voters are encouraged to take advantage of Voter Registration Month and utilize the resources made available by our Supervisor of Election. And I'm sure Ms. Link is very busy today, but we do recognize her as part of this efforts. So therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners assembled in regular session that September 2024 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Voter Registration Month. Congratulations to all of you. It's so good to see young people become involved in this. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Sachs and all of the commissioners. My name is Olivia Martin, and I'm an election specialist at the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. I have had the distinct honor of working on our National Voter Registration Month proclamation with Francisco Padilla, Kim Rayner, and Lauren Klemowicz, who are standing behind me. Supervisor Link sends her apologies for not being able to join us because it is Election Day, and she's making sure all voters in Palm Beach County are having a smooth day voting. Thanks to you all, September is National Voter Registration Month, and we are honored to have Palm Beach County recognize its significance. By designating September as National Voter Registration Month, we are highlighting the critical importance for our county's voters to not only check their current registration details, but also take the initiative to register to vote if they haven't already, or to make necessary updates to their existing voter information record. This proactive step is essential to guarantee that the diverse perspectives and voices of Palm Beach County's electorate are fully represented and heard in all forthcoming elections. Our dedication to voter education in Palm Beach County has been unwavering, and as a testament to our commitment, we have already dedicated over 1,300 hours to outreach activities within the community this year. With our proclamation, we hope communities continue to raise awareness about voting and elections. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all you do. All right. 1, 2. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience. That was so beautiful. This is the best part, I always think, of our meetings. Now we are going to move on to the, if you're following, it's page 118, that's public hearings, and that's on Palm Tran. If we could, do we need to have a presentation?
Mayor, motion to receive and file proof of publication.
Very good. All right. We don't need a presentation, but thank you so much. All those for, anybody opposed?
No. This is a different one. Let's do the motion on the receive and file first.
Right. Okay. The motion to receive and file. We have a first and second. Those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. Very good. Now,
Madam Mayor, if you like, we can just briefly have some introductory comments on this particular item for you. 5A1, this is the establishment of the fares for the Palm Tran Port St. Lucie Express. First off, thank you to the board for your support in doing that. We underwent some considerable work to get to the fare that we presented to you today, which is a $3 fare each way, coming back from Port St. Lucie to downtown West Palm, and then reverse. 2 trips in the morning, 2 trips in the evening between Gatlin Park and St. Lucie and the Intermodal Center in West Palm Beach. Using the coach-style buses, we've had the first delivery of them. We're anticipating that that service is going to begin in September. One thing that I would like to share, which is a little different than the item, in the item, we talked about no reduced fare or fare capping on the service. So there is no fare capping, but one issue that has come to light is the issue of some of our veterans that may be on that particular route. And in our fixed route today, For our seniors that have service-impaired injuries, we provide a 50% discount for those seniors that are on our fixed route. And working with the mayor and her leadership on this particular issue, we thought that it would be appropriate to utilize that same reduced fare for those veterans that we have on our fixed route with this particular route as well. So we would just ask in your deliberation for approval of these fares that you would include that as part of the motion to allow us to offer that reduced fare for those veterans that may be traversing. And thank you, Mayor, for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That way we can do something for our veterans, thank them for their service. Okay, are there any questions or comments by members of the board? All right, I think that I think we're ready for a vote.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve item 5A1 and also to include the reduced fare for the veterans and seniors?
They're senior veterans that
Okay,
are both together in that particular one. Yes,
Second.
just single group.
Excellent. Thank you so much. First and second, all those for, anybody opposed, see that it passes unanimously. And thank you so much for thinking of our veterans. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for your support, Commissioners.
We are going to move into the regular agenda at this time. And I'd like to recognize Chancellor Daniel Demure from Vanderbilt University, who's with us today, as well as Vice Chancellor Nathan Green and the Vice Chancellor Eric Capston, who will be with us today during our deliberations. Okay, we are going to move right into 6A on the administration, which is found on page 119. And it's me. Good to see you. You're recognized.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. Isami Ayala, Director of Facilities Development and Operations and Assistant County Administrator. With me today is Howard Falcon, Chief Assistant County Attorney. This item recommends a motion to receive and file a presentation from Vanderbilt University entitled Vanderbilt in Palm Beach County and an economic impact study prepared by TXP Inc. for Vanderbilt University entitled The Potential Economic Impact of Vanderbilt University in West Palm Beach. On July 17, 2024, the board directed staff to meet with Vanderbilt University representatives and to coordinate a presentation by the university to be given during today's regular meeting. We met with them on July 24, 2024, and coordinated the presentation as this item shows. As a result, joining us today in the audience are Chancellor Daniel Dermeyer and Vice Chancellor Nathan Green. This is basically the overview that staff was to provide, and we turn it back to the board.
Very good. Is there a, okay, can we, Chancellor?
Thank you very much. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this exciting project. Palm Beach County has experienced a significant influx of new people, talent. It's now one of the most dynamic economic regions in the country. And universities play always an important role in being catalysts for that growth. You have a wonderful collection of local universities already. We've already heard about their success earlier today in athletics. It was wonderful to see that. And what we believe that in order for Palm Beach County to take the next step in its development, it would be very useful and essential even to have a great private research university to be part of your educational ecosystem, both to provide research, to help with workforce development, but also to be a magnet for talent from across the country and really across the world. This is where Vanderbilt would like to partner with you. Vanderbilt, we're located in Nashville, Tennessee. We were founded 151 years ago, 1873, and we are now in our 151st year, one of the country's, even the world's leading global research universities. We are usually recognized among one of the top 10 research universities in the country when we look at our competitive research environment. And we are a magnet for talent. We are now a destination for the most talented students. I just had the pleasure last weekend to welcome our newest incoming class of freshmen on campus. They're excited. They're wonderful young people, prone to make a difference in the lives of their communities and the country overall. We also have a strong record in partnering with our local community. The community, Nashville, and the state of Tennessee in a whole variety of different areas. In addition to the path-breaking research and education, we have deep partnerships with the public schools in a program called PEER. We have deep partnerships with the local universities, whole variety of those. We're also working with the mayor's office on areas such as innovation, transportation, ending homelessness. We have a whole structure set up with the city of Nashville, which we call Urban Labs, where our best researchers and students work directly with government officials in order to tackle the challenging problems that every community faces. So our proposal, our plan, is to build a graduate campus in West Palm Beach. It would be a fully staffed campus, would have around 100 faculty, over 1,000 students, would be 300,000 square feet campus for academics, students, research facilities, classrooms, etc. We would focus first at offering programs in the area of business, AI, computer science, and innovation. It would importantly include an innovation hub as well, where local businesses can participate and interact with our faculty and with our students. And we believe that particularly this entrepreneurial activity, this innovation ecosystem, will have a tremendous impact on the community. We know that from our economic impact study that the construction investment alone, the spend there is over $500 million. We expect that there's over $280 million in annual spend, both direct and indirectly. And then, of course, there's the ability to attract new talent to the county and to West Palm Beach. So if you total it all up over 25 years, we think that there will be about $7 billion in economic impact for the community. And most importantly, it will allow to advance West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County overall as a destination for the leading talent, for capital, and for economic activity. So we believe that we are the right partner for this. Our twin values are, we call it Dare to Grow. So we have the courage to take on challenging projects. And then our second value is, we call it Radical Collaboration. We like to work together. We like to work together inside university and with our partners. We believe that this is a critical moment. It's an opportune moment. But as we all know, critical moments don't last forever. So we stand ready to partner with you to make Palm Beach County the model county in the country. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak, and I will hand it over now to Vice Chancellor Green to add a little bit more detail. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chancellor. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the Commission. We do have a slide. I'd like to quickly go through that.
I'd like for you to identify yourself and your position.
Yes, Nathan Green, Vice Chancellor of Government Community Relations at Vanderbilt University.
Very good,
Pleasure
sir.
to have you here with us. So let's just, we've talked a little bit about how we got to where we were. The staff did a great job of how we were working together in the previous conversations that we had. Today's request is for us to make a presentation before the Commission to pursue how we can move forward with a partnership that the Chancellor describes. Quickly, this university was started in 1873. It was started by a gift from Cornelius Vanderbilt to heal the wounds after the Civil War, to bring these different sides together in a common cause. That is a core part of the mission of this university. It's how we operate. It's the value system that we engage with on a daily basis. A 330 acre campus, 13,000 students, about half of those are graduate, the other half undergraduate. All the schools that you could possibly mention, they're there. We have a top Peabody School of Education that I'll reference quickly. We have a top law school. We have an Owen Graduate School of Management, our business school, which our desire is to double the size of that business school and locate a second campus here in Palm Beach County. The Chancellor referenced the fact that we're a leading research institution. We are. If you look, we rank 10th. We believe these numbers are actually going to go up for us as well. But you can see the peer institutions. This is what we do. We're a research institution. Not only are we a research institution, but we also take that research and are a leader in commercializing that research in a meaningful way for the community. If you'll look at what we did in FY22, a record year for us of $86.7 million, and we followed that record year with another record year of taking research and commercializing it of $96 million. You may see in the chart there from FY22, that's more commercialized revenue than Stanford or MIT or the Mayo Clinic. So not only are we top in research, we engage in this ecosystem that the Chancellor talks about to commercialize, to turn that into economic development, economic activity. We see that as an important role for us, and it's a key element of our future plans in Palm Beach County. So the impact we have in Nashville, and I'm going to reference a couple of aspirations that we talked about last night with the city and that I've talked with you individually about. But to set the stage, we are engaged in the Nashville community. We do care. We call our innovation hub in Davidson County, in Nashville, the Wondery, that center place of connecting entrepreneurs, researchers, faculty, capital, local leaders together to add that spark plug of problem solving. The Wondery is not only a place that we connect with our large employers, that we create new entrepreneur activities, but we're also in the problem solving business, engaging with our metro leaders. We have division directors of our metro government coming and exchanging ideas about how we can better solve the issues of the day with fresh eyes. The Wondery, that innovation hub, our plan is to emulate one of those with the creation of an innovation hub here in Palm Beach County. We do practical, meaningful research that helps advance communities. I-24 and what we're doing there. It's a major highway from Nashville to Chattanooga, the first live test of autonomous vehicles to see if we could create a solution from the people who, speed up and then brake and speed up and then brake, that little kind of riding the brake actually leads to bumper stalemate 1.5 miles down the road. And by incorporating autonomous vehicles through a partnership with local manufacturers, Nissan and GM, we were able to incorporate those autonomous vehicles in rush hour traffic along one of the busiest highways in the state of Tennessee, and with a general consistent speed, actually and prove that you can get from point A to point B in a more efficient way. No community can solve transit by building another lane of asphalt. We understand that in Nashville. I'm sure you guys understand that here. What are the innovative ways? Where are the partnerships to figure out new creative ways to make our communities work? We do that every day in Nashville. We're going to bring that same commitment here. And then the other thing that I would say is that we do a lot on the education side to work with, because that's what we do. We're in the development business. And we're proud to say that we've just started a Roberts Academy of Dyslexia, which takes that Peabody School of Education, which is one of the top 3 education schools in the United States, and empowers those researchers and the work we're doing there in meaningful change through the Roberts Academy, which just opened last week. A wonderful gift that we received from the Roberts family, who had no original or no initial connection to Vanderbilt, other than they had this experience in their own family and sought out and did research to find who is the leader in the country to provide that type of leadership, that type of research, that type of perspective. Who would be that partner? And they realized it's Peabody, it's Vanderbilt. And they reached out to us, and that began the discussion which led now to the Roberts Academy, which is actually up and running as of a week ago. The other thing that I think is important when I talk about values and how we operate in Nashville and how we intend to operate here in West Palm Beach is that the Chancellor in this university has taken an important leadership role in how universities need to contribute in a positive way to today's climate in America. So we believe in open forum. We believe in civil discourse. We believe in a free exchange of ideas that are treated. People can agree to disagree, but must do it in a civil way. We spend a whole time, several days of orientation, communicating and engaging our incoming freshmen so that they understand that the Vanderbilt way is really the American way, and that is free exchange, be respectful of other people's opinion, have a discussion. That's what being in college and university is all about, an individual finding their way, finding out what they believe. We're also a national leader when it comes to institutional neutrality. It means this university is not taking a position on every social issue there is to be taken. Our job is not to settle the debate. Our job is to create an environment for that debate to occur, and that both sides feel comfortable engaging in that discussion. That's who we are. That's the value that we bring to this community. So what is the proposed plan? The chancellor was very humble in that he said when we set this process up, when we evaluated why Palm Beach, we used these three elements, and that is whatever we do, it's got to be world class. The V on my lapel means something. It can't, we are militant about how we defend this brand and how we go about our academic mission. So to locate a second campus in this wonderful community, it's going to be world class. It's not a satellite campus, it's a second campus. The commitment and the investment that we'll make here is reflected in the independent economic impact study. We will be as committed to this community as we are to what we do in Nashville. It's got to be world class. It's also got to make sense for Palm Beach County. And what I've done is been around here quietly talking to people, many of you and other community leaders, about how we can weave our way into the fabric of this community. The role initially that we would have here, it's not the same role we have in Nashville. We're a large employer, we're an anchor institution, but we want to bring those values and find how we can be an additive in this wonderful community. That's the key word you're going to hear a lot in the next couple of months. We want to be that additive. And so it's got to work for Palm Beach County. It's also got to work for Vanderbilt University. And in there is the meaning of a perfect relationship. We believe that putting a business school here, and business schools are in some ways different than medical schools and other schools. Business schools to be successful, and I know the chancellor talked to y'all about this in his individual meetings from his own experiences. Business schools must be embedded in the community. They must have that relationship with large employers and entrepreneurs and capital. They must be engaged with community leaders for them to be successful. That's the role they play in Nashville. That's what we foresee here in Palm Beach County. So the chancellor made it clear. It's going to be a finance side, fintech, AI, data analytics. There's a little bit of an engineering play too. Why? Because our model, our academic model is that clean, interdisciplinary act. That means our schools work together in many ways. You know, we've just created a new school, the School on Connected Computing, which will have interactions with many of the other schools in our particular university. We see that model, that's what works for us. That's part of the secret of our success. So a business school, finance background, with an innovation hub included in it. And as the chancellor said, over 1,000 students, and a faculty of about 100 to 125. The Innovation Hub is important. It is the spark plug to bring these connections together toward additional partnerships, economic opportunity, and so let's talk about the actual direct. I'm going to quickly go over the economic impact study and then open it up for questions. So you say, well, what are the elements of an economic impact study? For universities, it's direct spend. So what are we spending? It's student spending. We're talking graduate students, so there's a little bit of a higher rate of graduate spending. Remember your own lives, you know, for those that went to graduate school, your economic situation probably was a little better than it was undergraduate. So student spending is important. One thing we totally never fully get right and are always working on that is visitor spending. Think of the students, not only here locally that are coming, but the talent we're going to attract from all across the world. They'll bring family members. They'll bring other people here. Visitor spending, it's not the largest vertical, but it's an important one that needs to be reflected. And then the outright just capital projects that we do from construction. And the ripple effect is important. In this economic impact study, it says, and this is an important case for our colleagues in higher education in this community. For every dollar spent by higher education institutions, there's an 89-cent return, almost one for one. There's a Northwestern report that says that research universities that invest R&D funds. For every dollar, there's a $5 return back to the local community. And so this ripple effect cannot be underestimated. The chancellor mentioned this. To build the campus that we envision here, about a $520 million economic impact, could grow as much as $585 million economic impact. For the construction of the campus alone, the creation of almost 5,700 jobs. And if you look at what our annual spend is, you look at what we invest by choice into our students, remember, world class, same level we're bringing here, we estimate a $285 million economic impact. But here's an important point to make. If you're looking for a quick ROI here, you don't need to invest in universities. We're the long investment. We're the one that you want to partner with. Universities don't think in 5 years. We plan in 50 years. There's an old saying, you want a vibrant community, start a research university and wait 50 years. And so it's very important that you get this ROI right here. And this is really, really, really important. First 25 years, $7 billion economic impact. 50 years, 14. And in 75 years, it's almost $25 billion economic impact with over 100,000 jobs created. Well, this study is by an independent entity. They're highly respected. They know higher education. We think these numbers are conservative, frankly, but they're still impressive. We are your long-term partner. All universities are. That's the bet. And working together with our colleagues who we've had robust conversations with and are identifying areas where we can engage, we feel like these numbers could be surpassed. So I've had a lot of discussions and I've listened to a lot of people, and this is an important thing, and I can follow up on it as I get close to concluding. And that is, we're engaged in the community. It's part of our values, and the chancellor referenced that. We've identified through some conversations 4 areas of aspiration. And so one would be K through 12. We're having discussions with our educational leaders here about how we can find a row. Remember, Peabody School of Education, one of the top systems in the country. Whatever we want to do here, we want to do something that looks and feels like what we're doing in Nashville. So an area of aspiration is how we can work with Superintendent Burke and with other individuals with K through 12 education. The other is possibly working with Palm Beach State College. We understand from talking to President Parker that she's looking at workforce development, individuals who already have jobs who are looking to make that upward climb because they want to get additional capabilities or additional education. Well, we're going to be doing a little bit of that through business school. So we're connecting our dean with her to see what kind of commonalities we could possibly come up with. These are aspirations, but we think this is a segment of the community. We are going to do executive education when we get here as part of our MBA program. So we're looking at how we could partner there. Another area is Urban Lab. And it actually came up from our discussions that we had here with several of you. And the chancellor referenced that. We are a partner with Metro Nashville. And so what role could we play? Beginning those discussions about how we could help local communities with our research to provide data that help policymakers make better decisions moving forward. We don't know what those are, but we're willing to engage in those conversations and see if some of the stuff that we could do here would be similar to some of the stuff we've done in Nashville, and that it makes sense for Palm Beach County and for the university. And then we have a very deep relationship with the Adult Literacy Council in Nashville and Davidson County. And we've had discussions with the Literacy Coalition here, very preliminary discussions. So is there a segment of our community that's being left behind? We just entered into an agreement and announced about 3 weeks ago the Nashville Innovation Alliance. And yes, this with Mayor O'Connell in Nashville. And its focus is we want to build an ecosystem and enhance our economic ecosystem so that it's based on new tech creation. Those are where the jobs are. But another commitment that the mayor and the chancellor made was, as we grow this, we need to make sure that this growth for the entire community, that balanced growth, that prosperity is felt from all those different parts of our community. It's a challenge in Nashville, and I hear it's a challenge here as well. And the Innovation Alliance is committed to that principle as much as it is to a ecosystem based upon new tech creation. There is portions of Nashville's community being left behind. They're not feeling that prosperity. And we hear in some cases that's the same example here, like many growing communities. So we'd like to explore how we could possibly be a partner in that regard as well. These are aspirations. We've made a commitment to our colleagues at West Palm Beach. I know the mayor is here. We'll make a commitment to you to continue to report to you on how we are engaging in these processes and where we end up engaging and where we end up initiating programs. We're committed to finding our role in this community. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Vanderbilt University. We see you as a perfect partner. This community is ripe for us to be that additive. We hope and seek the guidance and the desire on the part of this government to begin discussions to become our partner, to find that common ground and work together toward a mutually beneficial relationship. And so we can talk about talent. That's what we're in the business of doing. We have modeled workforce development programs. A McKinsey report to the Council on 100 actually referenced our workforce development programs and our partnerships that we engage with. And so we seek your support in this next step to begin discussions. Let's see how we can work together and partner. And we're glad to answer any questions as I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. At this time, I'm going to look at my colleagues. If we have any questions at this time, we will certainly have it open later on after we hear from folks from the audience. But does any member of the board would like to ask any questions or give any comments at this time? Yes, Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, thank you very much for your presentation. I'll keep my question brief. I love what I heard, and I really like this project. I support it, and I'm curious as to what you mentioned today, as well as in my office yesterday, with regards to your engagement in the community. This is, like I said, I think a great project for West Palm Beach. There's a lot of development going on in the city of West Palm Beach, but you also mentioned this is a project that will have regional effects throughout the county, probably outside of Palm Beach County. Of course, I'm concerned with the impact on my district, the communities surrounding West Palm Beach that have been left out of some of that economic growth that we've seen larger cities like West Palm Beach benefit from. Can you talk a little bit about, well, maybe not now, or now, specifically your plans to reach out to community leaders in the surrounding cities like Green Acres, Palm Springs? I had a chance to speak with some of the council members in the cities in my district about inviting you to meet with community leaders, not just electeds, but also leaders of the chambers of commerce. Love to hear more about what you have to offer our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have started these conversations. We think there's a lot of opportunity there. What we want to do is we want to basically do something similar to what we're doing in Nashville and in Tennessee. And it's important that the relationships and partnerships that we have, they are in the city. So we just founded together with the city in Nashville, Nashville Innovation Alliance. We started a venture capital association. We're working with schools. We're working with community organizations. But our partnership really extends beyond that. So all the way down to Chattanooga, we're having deep discussions with people in East Tennessee. We actually have a whole joint strategy on competitiveness. We're thinking about what we're going to do statewide, regionally, and so forth. So the critical thing is we know how to do this. We're very committed to this. What we then have to do in the process is to understand exactly what the needs are, where there's commonality, where we have something to add, where the partners have something to add. So just as an example, in Chattanooga, which is about an hour south of us, we're now working on extending our work on traffic, which has focused on highways. Now we're looking at kind of things in cities as well. We're looking with a national lab in Oak Ridge for collaboration. So The critical piece will be for us is to figure out and understand exactly where the needs and commonalities are, where there's a match, if you will, between need and our capabilities. That will require discussions. We've started those discussions, but we know how to do that, and we have done it successfully already in our home state and our home city.
I would add that, Commissioner, that any connection you can give us to elected officials, we'll knock on any door, and it's to our benefit to do that, because the only way we'll find those connections the Chancellor's talking about is to talk to a lot of people and listen and find out where those commonalities are, where the opportunities are, and where we can be that additive.
Maybe just to add one more example, and that's something we weren't really aware of, but we've started a new project now on ending veteran homelessness, which is a serious problem in Nashville as well. That was something that came out through our deep relationships with members of Metro government, and those are the types of things where we have a challenge. We have some of the world's best researchers on dealing with homelessness, and was a perfect combination, and so that's one of the projects that came about by having these in-depth conversations.
Very good. Are you done, Commissioner Barnett? Yes, ma'am. Very good. All right, Commissioner Woodward, directly.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank you for your presentation, and I wanted to also thank you. Yeah, you did listen. We've had several meetings, and everyone, you remembered what we had talked about before and the slides that you presented, especially with the urban lab. That was a lot of the conversation that we had. And the ability for, us as a county, but also all of our cities to benefit from the research that you're capable of. And just those parts, I thank you for adding that slide to put in there. And, that you are looking at long-term, 50 years, and that you are very proud of your brand. We're also very proud of Palm Beach County, so that's a shared desire that we keep our brands. I just wanted to know I know you mentioned the urban lab, but when I had talked to you about working with our cities, we as a board and a number of our cities, we've had tremendous growth. With that comes a lot of new work that we have to do, and a lot of collaboration that we're building with our own cities, but also how you have worked with Nashville, which we're different because we do have West Palm Beach is a very large city. We have 39 municipalities in this county, so it's going to be slightly different than that because a number of our cities are pretty large too, but we also have very small cities, and we have very urban areas all the way to agricultural and everything in between. So just if you could mention some of what your research capabilities have done as far as helping us and our local governments with the research part of, we have to do a number of studies, whether it's traffic or infrastructure, any of that, but how we move forward and looking at our next 50 years as well.
And maybe I'll mention a couple of examples, and I think, Commissioner, I thank you for your comments, but we're excited both about the similarities, is that these are both parts of the country that have experienced tremendous growth, but of course with that also come challenges, and then those challenges may be different. And so it's very exciting for us to explore that, to understand that in more detail, and then see how we can be helpful. I'll mention just maybe 2 examples so that you get a sense for that. The first one is we're working very actively with the mayor on transportation. Public transportation is a big challenge in Nashville. The mayor has made this one of his signature initiatives and then reached out to us, to our experts on traffic modeling that are world-class, to figure out what is the right strategy, how do we think about this. And many of these are technical problems about routes and how do you think about that and how do you put all these pieces together. But if you have some of the world's best people working in this area, that's a great resource for the city. So Vice Chancellor Green mentioned this, but we have done the biggest traffic experiment in the history of the world. So there's a lot of knowledge there and a lot of modeling that goes into that, using AI and computer science to really think about how do you envision transportation in an innovative way. And then on the totally other side of the spectrum, a program which we call PEER is a partnership with schools, with our public schools, where we are utilizing the tremendous expertise in our School of Education at Peabody to particularly work with segments in our student body that are struggling. And that's a hugely important challenge, of course, for every community to make sure that we have inclusive growth. And so they've been working for 2 years already, all the way down to curricula, working with students, working with faculty there to make sure that our public schools improve, and particularly for those segments of the students that are most vulnerable. So that's 2 examples. There are many others. Anything from sustainability, I mentioned the homelessness project, but there are, and what's particularly exciting now is with the new mayor, we have formalized these relationships in an urban lab concept, which allows us to even explore new venues that could be models for how we're thinking about Palm Beach County as well.
Very good. Is that fine, Commissioner Woodward? All right. We are now going to proceed to comments by the public. Every person will have 3 minutes. I have my gatekeeper to my right. She's not easy. She is good, efficient. And then we'll, again, open it up to comments or questions by the board. So, Commissioner Weiss, would you call the first card?
Thank you.
Well, call his name. He'll come up and then we'll do it.
We'd like to invite Stephen Ross to, and if you can introduce yourself, not that you need to do that, but if you can introduce yourself just to make sure we're having the process for everybody. Introduce yourself and your address as well.
Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to give you the 3 minutes. This doesn't happen in the football games, does it? 2-minute warning.
So the folks from Vanderbilt, you know, you talk about technology. We need a little help up here if you guys can help us.
Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and start, and then after 3 minutes, all right? Go right ahead, Mr. Ross, you're recognized.
I'm Steve Ross. I've been a resident of Palm Beach and actually grew up in South Florida, graduated high school here, and I've always maintained a presence and been developing in West Palm Beach for about close to 30 years now. But this moment is a very important moment for this county. This is probably one of the most important projects. I believe that all of Palm Beach County will become the most important county in this country because Florida is the best business state in this country. There's change going on in this country, and the type of growth and the type of businesses that are looking to grow to Florida are looking at South Florida, and that consists of, as we all know, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. But those counties, but the other counties don't have the opportunity to grow that Palm Beach County is growing. And that's why we're really staking and seeing the growth that can occur here in Palm Beach County. And in order to do that, you need to have great schools. There's no place that's ever grown that doesn't have great universities, great schools, as well as the other attributes that make places where people want to be. But getting a school with the reputation of Vanderbilt, I equate this to really what occurred in the growth of Silicon Valley, where you had Stanford and you had all the money that was coming from San Francisco, and that created Silicon Valley and brought those great companies, those startups that started there and grew to be the giants of in our country. Since really California is not a place where corporations want to start up, Florida is the best business state, and the best place in the largest county is right here. And so, with a university, with the kind of reputation that Vanderbilt has, and will bring people here, together with the resources that exist. I mean, on Palm Beach Island itself, you know, is like similar to San Francisco, and Stanford, I mean, Vanderbilt is similar to Stanford, and we all saw the growth of that and what's become and the importance of Silicon Valley to this country. And I believe it will occur here as we bring these type of institutions here. I know we're developing in Palm Beach primarily now, but we're talking to the other places like Boca Raton, and that's going to experience growth. This whole county in the future will become what Silicon Valley is today. And so the opportunities here to pass up this opportunity would be a crime, because you won't find a better school in this country will bring more prominence to this area than Vanderbilt University. So it's a real honor to really speak on behalf of that, and knowing the importance and what it can do for this county. So I'm just really asking to kind of follow the lead of West Palm Beach, who yesterday passed it unanimously to encourage Vanderbilt to come here. I know there's a lot of other things that are occurring, but they're all happening now. This is the right time, and for these times to go by and not taking advantage of it, I think we all lose. So I encourage you all to really support this initiative, because it is that important, and it's great for everybody in the entire county, not just West Palm Beach.
Mr. Ross, I have a question. Steve, I have a question. You've done a lot of development in West Palm Beach, as well as in other areas of the county. Do you think that we can support with our infrastructure the numbers of students and professors who would come here, as well as others who would like to take part in the in Vanderbilt University, sir? Are we ready for it?
I mean, right now, the biggest need in this county, in this state, is the kind of workforce housing that's required. I know I sit on the Council of 100. We had a meeting yesterday dealing with these issues. But this is an issue that if there's growth, that has to occur, and we're coming up with initiatives and working with the state to come up with ways that we can provide for workforce housing. And yes, it's going to take growth. You have to have the infrastructure that allows for that growth to occur. And I think that all that infrastructure is here. It has to be developed, but we have the land. Don't forget, Palm Beach County is the largest county in the country with land mass size, so it has that opportunity to grow. And I think it's us that just take advantage of planned growth and doing it properly. And I think that, that's why this commission is going to be so important to the future of really this country. I mean, it's hard when we all sit back here and we have our day-to-day jobs and we think about what the future is, but we are sitting in really the prime location in this country. And I think we really should have to take advantage of it. We have an obligation to take advantage of it, because it's really here to be developed.
Thank you very much, sir. All right. Next card, please.
Thank you. Keith James, Mayor James.
Mayor, you're recognized. As a courtesy, we're not going to put to 3 minutes on. I'm sure that'll happen in the city council if we go there one day, sure. Go right ahead, sir.
Professional courtesy, Mayor. So anytime you want to come speak to us, we won't give you a 3-minute deadline.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, as well as Commissioners. It truly is an honor and pleasure to be here this morning. You may not recall, I don't know if everyone here was on the dais, but one of the first things I did when I got elected back in 2011 was to make a trip by here to speak to this body. And the purpose of that visit was to emphasize the city's desire to work collaboratively with the county. And I come again in that spirit of collaboration. I think we have before us a very unique opportunity. I'm proud to report that at last night's meeting, my commission voted to donate a significant portion of the land involved to this project. We have skin in the game. And we did that because there's a recognition that this is a unique inflection point in the city's, in the county's history. This is an opportunity that does not come along every year. I would say that it's probably equivalent to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a university of Vanderbilt's caliber and quality to passionately express a desire to set up a campus in downtown West Palm Beach. You've seen the results of the economic study that they've done. The benefits are significant, but not just for West Palm Beach, for the entire county. And Vanderbilt comes with a collaborative attitude. They've already been meeting with community representatives. They met with some of the other educational institutions in our county, including Palm Beach Atlantic and Florida Atlantic, to emphasize their desire to work together. But this is an opportunity that I don't think we should let pass, and I would urge you to recognize the significance of this moment that is before us. I believe that in the years to come, generations of Palm Beach County residents will look back on this moment in time and appreciate and be thankful for the decisions that I anticipate will be made by this body and certainly have been made by the city of West Palm Beach. Again, this is a unique opportunity, and I think we should take full advantage of it. The actions we take today will undoubtedly shape the future of this county for generations to come. The investment that will be made by this very fine educational institution will shape our local economy, culture, and workforce for generations to come. And ladies and gentlemen, we are planning a future filled with innovation and opportunities that will benefit our children, our grandchildren, and our grandchildren's children. Vanderbilt's proposed programs are forward-looking, targeting key disciplines, as you've heard, artificial intelligence, data sciences, and business that will drive the economy of tomorrow. They've mentioned the innovation hub that they have in mind. Imagine local entrepreneurs from this county collaborating with the experts of this fine institution, creating new businesses that will drive our economy forward. This transformation can make Palm Beach County a beacon for innovation for generations to come. Let us not lose this opportunity. The project carries no risk to taxpayers. The land under consideration will only be used for educational purposes. If the construction doesn't proceed as proposed, the land remains untouched and under your control, and we have similar safeguards and guardrails in our agreement with Vanderbilt. I have constantly articulated as I speak around my city that I want to make West Palm Beach a community of opportunity for all. I believe that the opportunities presented by this, the Vanderbilt investment will contribute to inclusivity and inclusive growth in our city and indeed the county. I am obviously the mayor of West Palm Beach, but I recognize the benefits of this investment, even though it will be located in downtown West Palm Beach. The benefits will spread far beyond West Palm Beach throughout the county. New jobs will be created here. Local businesses will thrive here as a result of this investment. And I know that you've heard a little bit about what Vanderbilt proposes to do as they meet with members of the community in the areas of K through 12 education, workforce development, and others. And that's something that I have emphasized and the city commissioners have emphasized, is making sure that these benefits extend throughout all four corners of my city, and I would venture to say throughout all four corners of this county. And I know that they are committed to that, and they will continue to be committed. At last night's meeting, I said that this is the beginning of the journey and of conversations that will happen. If you make the proper decision, or what I believe is a proper decision, I don't want to be presumptuous and get ahead of myself, but we made our decision based upon the fact that this will be a continuing relationship moving forward. I anticipate hopefully that same spirit of collaboration and cooperation and communication will be evidenced by the decision that you make today. So as I close, let me just say that I believe we owe it to our community to fully support Vanderbilt's investment. I think together, the county, the city, Vanderbilt, we can ensure future generations, and again, I say generations, this is a long-term play, as the chancellor and the vice chancellor said. Future generations of Palm Beach County residents, of West Palm Beach residents, will have the opportunities to prosper. I urge you to move forward confidently because I believe that we accept this offer and we do the right thing. We will leave this community better than it was when we inherited. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that eloquence. Any questions by the board? If not, we're going to, yes. Commissioner Baxter. Sir, just one
Mayor.
minute. Mayor.
Yes.
You had brought up a couple things. You said your board had voted last night to donate the land.
Yes.
And so you're not leasing it at all, you're just donating it?
No, we are donating it. As I said, we have sufficient safeguards there that if it's not used as for the purposes stated, we will, the title will revert back to us. But yes, we're planning to just absolutely donate the land.
Would you be able to highlight just a couple of those safeguards?
Well, one is that if they do not use it for educational purposes, then it reverts back to us. Also, they need to begin vertical construction within 5 years. It's also conditioned, quite frankly, upon this body also making some kind of contribution. You all will determine what that is, but you also having some skin in the game. So those are just a few to make sure that it will be used for the purposes that have been stated.
And lastly, I just want to thank you for this. I mean, what a huge opportunity this is. So thank you for taking time out of your busy day and coming down here and speaking with us.
Absolutely. That's how important this is to me and to the city. Thank you all for even considering.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Mayor. Okay, we're going to move on to the next speaker.
Christina Lambert.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Vice Mayor, members of the County Commission. I'm here today to express my full support for the initiative to bring Vanderbilt University to Palm Beach County. As a commissioner in the city of West Palm Beach, I believe that Vanderbilt's presence will significantly enrich our region, creating new opportunities for our residents and raising the bar for educational excellence, as well as it has tremendous long-term implications for our entire community. Vanderbilt University, as we heard, is not just renowned for their research and academic rigor, a dedication to building a capable workforce, clusters of knowledge, innovation, and entrepreneurship, but also for its commitment to our community and engagement and development. By establishing a presence in Palm Beach County, Vanderbilt will bring a wealth of resources, knowledge, and innovation that will benefit all of our residents, from students and educators to local businesses and families. This partnership has the potential to elevate our regional education landscape, foster economic growth, and provide new avenues for collaboration. Most importantly, Vanderbilt's dedication to inclusivity and community outreach, I believe, aligns perfectly with our shared vision for a vibrant, thriving, and equitable Palm Beach County. I urge you all, the Palm Beach County Board of Commissioners, to support this initiative and help us with the city of West Palm Beach to take this important step forward for a brighter future for all of us. And together, we can ensure that the benefits that flow from this project benefit our entire county. Thank you so much for your leadership and consideration here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate it.
Kelly Smallridge.
Good morning, Ms. Smallridge.
Good morning, Mayor, members of the Commission, Administrator Baker. I'm Kelly Smallridge, CEO of the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County. As you well know, over the last 10 years, Palm Beach County has made significant economic development strides, transforming the region into a hub for business innovation and growth. I always start every presentation with education is the currency for economic development. No company locates to an area where there isn't a great education ecosystem. Over the last 10 years, we've brought major aerospace, finance, corporate headquarters, manufacturing, logistics, and manufacturing firms, but we cannot rest on our laurels. Attracting a prestigious institution like Vanderbilt University to downtown West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County is a forward-looking investment. Let me stress that it is the workforce that serves as the backbone of any striving economy. I learned in the early 90s as I watched IBM, Motorola, Pratt Whitney, and Sony leave Palm Beach County how important it was to have a strong education ecosystem. When we conducted our exit interviews, it was clear that those companies sought states and counties that had a great education, a wide array of colleges and universities to keep them competitive. While concerns about growth, accessibility, and inclusivity are extremely valid, bringing a prestigious Vanderbilt University to downtown West Palm and Palm Beach County represents a very unique opportunity. Remember, I grew up and was raised in what you now call an underserved community. I grew up in Palm Springs and Green Acres. I wish this opportunity was available when I was a young girl. Perhaps I would have attended FAU, moved on to receive an MBA from Vanderbilt, created a small business, visited their innovation center, and taken a different path, perhaps, in Palm Beach County. This is about creating options and an environment in Palm Beach County that's centered on quality economic development and not just quantity economic development. You all have been our greatest partners. You all have helped us get to where we are, which is the envy of everybody in the state of Florida and the nation. I encourage you to support this effort, and I thank you for your time in evaluating the Vanderbilt proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Smallridge, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you've done. And as a product of Palm Beach County Public Schools, I have to say you've achieved much for yourself and for the community in being a leader in bringing businesses, top-notch businesses to our community.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you so much, Ms. Smallridge. All right, we're going to continue on. We have a couple more cards.
William Eady. Will be followed by Jordan, looks like Rathby, handwriting.
Sir, you're recognized.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to address the commission. I'm William Eady, proud Vanderbilt alum, and I've been a resident of Palm Beach County for the last 10 years. Professionally, I serve as the president of Bank of New York Mellon's Florida business. This is an incredible opportunity that we have sitting here in front of us. I truly believe it's a seminal moment in the history of Palm Beach County to have a caliber of institution like Vanderbilt willing to partner with the county to bring a business school to West Palm Beach. I graduated in 2008, and at the time, if you were a top student at Vanderbilt University, you would often consider leaving Nashville and going to New York or Chicago or London as you got your career started. Today, that is not the case. In Nashville, a lot of the majority of the Vanderbilt graduates actually stay because it's an innovation hub, it's a vibrant city, and I think we have the ability to deliver that here in West Palm Beach. As someone who does a lot of recruiting and hiring, I would love the opportunity to partner with an institution like Vanderbilt to develop a talent pipeline and bring those folks to the financial services sector, which is thriving thanks to a lot of the work that Kelly and her team has done to make this Wall Street South. So I urge all of you to please put your support behind this endeavor. I think this is a really important moment for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, you're recognized. State your name, please.
Thank you, Jordan Rathlev. No worries, Commissioner Weiss. It's mispronounced many times. But Jordan Rathlev, a resident of Palm Beach County for the last 7 years and also a 2005 graduate of Vanderbilt University. So I can proudly say, sitting here in the county for over 7 years, this is such a unique opportunity for me as an individual here, relocating my family from the Northeast, but also for this commission. I think one thing, I just want to highlight 1 or 2 points and not rehash what's been said to date. One, if you look at a university of this caliber, typically they'll hire a consultant or a city will hire a consultant and spend millions of dollars to say why we should be on a list for a university like this to come. I think we should recognize that they picked this county, and it's really a testament to this commission, the work that's gone on over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years to really bring Palm Beach County into the limelight is the reason why they picked this location for this university. So I think, one, it's a testament to you all sitting here and the commitment going forward for what smart, positive growth looks like. I think, two, if you think about the positive types of jobs that this type of innovation and business school will bring to this region, the jobs that many of you see in your various districts around the county are diverse. It's not just financial services, it's agriculture, it's aerospace. And those jobs of the last 10 or 15 or 20 years are going to evolve over the next 10 or 15, 20 years. And the type of institution that this will bring and the types of jobs that will be able to grow and evolve over time are only because of these types of institutions. And I think you need to ask yourselves, what are they actually asking of you? What have they asked of the city? What have they asked this community? And effectively, it's they want some land. And I think at the end of the day, for land that has sat dormant for a long period of time, that has the ability to add over $1 billion of economic development over 10 years is a small price to pay for what the long-term growth that a university like this has to offer to our region. So I do strongly encourage you to support this measure and take this to the next step to be able to allow the university to progress in their plans for Palm Beach County. So thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, we have no further cards, and I'd like to, wait, we do have?
We have just for the record, we have 2 non-speaking cards that are in support.
Very good. Those will be received and filed. I'd like to open it up now to the board. If board members have any questions or comments, I'm going to start with Vice Mayor Marino.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a large commitment, large investment for our residents and our businesses. And I believe it is the responsibility of this board to ask county staff and Vanderbilt to negotiate the same parameters as we did with the University of Florida. We were able to work out something, but it was negotiated, and some of the things that I'm actually looking at the University of Florida paperwork here. Some of the important points were the limitation of property use for educational purposes only. Commissioner Baxter, this goes to your safeguards question. Reversionary rights, closing costs to be borne by the grantee, development timeline for the urban campus, rezoning of the county's 45th Street complex property to achieve appreciable flexibility resulting from allowances for increased building height and floor area ratio, subject to compliance with the city's zoning and land development regulations. And also one of the caveats was that we actually have a building that is in use right now on that property, so we have to make sure that if in fact this is something that we do complete, that building will have to be built at 45th Street. So there is a timeline, but I do as a board think that we need to ask our staff to negotiate the best possible parameters and have all the safeguards in place.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for your interest in our community. We're all, of course, committed to this community. I mean, as you can see from whether you're just a resident here or if you have the opportunity, like we do, to serve our community as well. It was interesting, Vice Chancellor, when you talked about the Vanderbilt brand. That's something very similar to us, and my colleague, Commissioner Woodward, touched on it, which is our brand of Palm Beach County. And I think the expectation of protecting our brand, and an institution like Vanderbilt, in my view, not only protects our brand, but enhances it. In the conversations, talked about education, and primarily, we're looking at secondary education in graduate school. If you look at every great city, anywhere in the world, they have a great ecosystem of higher education to support their development. And while we have wonderful institutions in and around our county to help develop that ecosystem and create an even more vibrant environment. Because of the collaboration that goes on, I had the opportunity, I worked for the University of Michigan for a number of years. And what you see happen, the collaboration that goes on, not just on the campus, but between the researchers on multiple campuses, there's a sizable benefit and that only can occur by allowing people to collaborate together. I think that the opportunity is something that I am very supportive of. I know there's a lot we've talked in the past. We still have a lot of ground to cover to try and bring this to fruition. And as my colleagues have mentioned, the safeguards of protecting our taxpayer assets is of the utmost importance, as well as being fair to all of our partners. But I know that we have an amazing staff, and I'm sure you all do as well, that can work together, I know, in a collaborative way, and hopefully will bring us this opportunity to fruition. I think, lastly, the opportunity for helping create a better West Palm Beach, a better Palm Beach County, and making sure that opportunities exist for everybody is of paramount importance. So that's opportunities for not only K through 12, but also we have some amazing students here that would love an opportunity to be able to attend an institution like Vanderbilt. And to the extent that we can make that an opportunity is something that would benefit our entire community. And then lastly, it's no surprise to my colleagues up here that I'm going to get on the tech bandwagon. But the future is technology. The future of our country, the future of our world is in technology and the opportunities that it's going to create. And to have between 400 and 500 new graduates steeped in the best and the brightest coming on to our community and being a part of our community is something that Palm Beach County should certainly embrace. I think back, as you mentioned, about Stanford University and the role that played in creating Silicon Valley. It would not have occurred without Stanford University. There is no doubt about it. And so the opportunity to have that here in our county will provide the kind of growth and opportunities for generations to come. And so I think it's important that we focus on those opportunities and make sure we do everything in our power to bring those and make them available. So I look forward to supporting our staff and working with your staff, and let's see if we can bring this in for a landing somehow.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. And I do agree with Vice Mayor Marino on making sure that the safeguards that were discussed were in place. I know we had discussed the previous deal, which I joined after the board, after the previous one was made, but you've brought me up to speed on it. And I think that there's a few changes in the contingency, but the previous deal, with those couple of changes that you had mentioned, I do support. I wanted to point out, with the previous deal, that was another state school, and as evidenced this morning, FAU is in my district and very important, and I've had a few conversations with them and some other stakeholders about that, and it was pointed out to me that the other school would have been another state school competing for some of the same funds, and that is not the case with Vanderbilt. They're a private university and wouldn't fall under the same parameters. So I think that's one of the ways that this probably is an even better deal for us, and it's very exciting. All the conversations that I've had with you have been amazing, conversations I've had in the community. I think a lot of people are very interested and excited about what's to come, and we're in an important part in our county with the growth that we've had, and I think a lot of decisions that we're making will resonate 50, 70 years from now. Hopefully I'm around for a number of those to see. And I don't know how long this is going to take, but should I get reelected, I have 6 more years on this board. That takes me to 2030. I'd like to see what's out of the ground by then. But I do support this, and it's very exciting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Bernard.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Before I make a comment, I do have a question. I think Harvey, can you come up if you don't mind?
Yes, sir.
Have you had the chance to review the UF deal? Have Vanderbilt had the opportunity to review the deal in regards to the parameters?
So I have reviewed it several times. I don't know that I know all the intimate details, so I'm not sure what your question is, but the answer is yes.
You know, as Commissioner Marino just mentioned that, you know, we would like to go with the same terms as the UF deal. Would you be able to, your team, if we decided on a date for us to vote on this, what's the time frame that you would need working with staff to be able for us to bring something back to us?
We can accommodate a very quick turnaround, Commissioner. Vanderbilt's legal team is very familiar with the UF deal that was unanimously approved by this board 2 years ago. And other than changing some names and dates and dropping out a very big contingency, which was the third-party property owner was a condition precedent in the UF deal that is not a condition precedent here. It's actually a much cleaner deal. So we could, you know, if your staff is available, we can turn it around in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Commissioner Woodward just mentioned that she's got potential 6 years. I don't. So, and since I leave here on, I believe my last day is November 4th as county commissioner, I don't have 6 years. So since if there's, as Harvey just mentioned, if it could be turned around pretty quickly, my goal would be for us to turn this around by, we have a meeting on September 17th or October 8th. And so I would like for us to, Ms. Baker, do you think 17th or the October 8th? Or I can do it next week.
We can do it next week. However, there may be some things in the UF agreement that's not necessarily applicable. And I also want to take advantage of some of the items that was stated here today and is in the actual presentation. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we can do this. We've got a number of things already lined up that we're currently working on that I believe this group will be able to assist us. So I'd like some flexibility.
September 17th
so that we can,
or October 8th?
Probably October 8th at the earliest, because we'd like to be able to make sure we've got all the parameters in. And then
September 17th or October 8th?
Excuse me.
I just want to make sure.
No, I know, I understand.
What we
No,
can do
wait,
is
excuse
bring you
me,
what we
everybody.
have on the 8th.
May I suggest, I don't like this sort of negotiating back and forth. Why don't we finish with everything that we're going to be said here today, and then we're going to look to staff, and then we'll get a date maybe for a report, and then a date for the actual vote. So we may be able to take care of both of your dates, but let's not negotiate back and forth here before we hear all the comments, if we could, please. So Commissioner Bernard, you still have the floor, but we are not going to discuss the dates yet.
No,
until
but
the end of the
I still
discussion.
want to know, like, which date would she be
We'll
able?
discuss that
But I can
after.
still ask her the question.
You can-
She's
You can
she's
ask,
the
but you're not
administrator.
going to, we're not going to negotiate back and forth.
I'm
here
not
if you don't want.
negotiating with
Okay,
you, Mayor.
that's good.
I'm having a discussion with the administrator.
We
Okay,
can-
so, Ms. Baker, you're
It will be our goal
recognized.
to bring it back to you on the 8th. We'll give you an update, but I would like to be really clear on the direction, because I believe we're going to need some flexibility in order to work with Vanderbilt on bringing in some of the things that they've offered, which we did not necessarily have in UF, and some of the things in UF may not be applicable to this agreement. So if we could have that flexibility, we'll work with Harvey and the legal team and bring it back as soon as possible.
So you mentioned an update. Would you bring us back a contract, or?
My goal will be to bring you back the contract by October 8th.
Okay, perfect.
And if that is an issue, we will keep this board apprised of what's going on. I think we all want to get this done as soon as
Okay.
possible. But, you know, we've got a number of other #1 priorities going right now as well.
So, Ms. Baker, since I did bring up the 17th, would we be able to potentially get a report from staff
Yes.
to the board on the 17th?
Yes.
So that way, if there are issues or any hiccups or something that we need to be apprised of, then on the 17th, you can provide that to us, and then for us to have the date of October 8th.
That will be our target date.
Okay. County attorney, is that something? Okay.
I do have a problem with that, so we'll have some more discussion on these dates. Commissioner Bernard, are you done with your
No, I'm
comments?
not, I'm
You
not
go
done.
right ahead.
No. You know, Commissioner Weiss mentioned that the future is technology. I disagree completely because we don't know where the future is going. And so I just think that we, as a board, as we're making this decision, we have to, the jobs that we have today may not exist 10, 20, 30 years from now. And so I think that this opportunity to bring a world-class university to a world-class county and a world-class city is historic. And I look forward to us as a board making this decision in terms of moving Palm Beach County forward. So that's my comments, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Baxter and then Commissioner Barnett.
Thank you, Mayor. My question is for Isami. Could you please highlight what the previous deal was with UF, just to make sure we are all okay with that? Because it was mentioned to go proceed with that, but I would like everyone to kind of hear what that entails.
Understood, certainly. Good morning again. The previous deal with UF was a negotiated deal, meaning to say that we came to the board, if my memory serves me well, 3 different times with term sheets that evolve as we continue to negotiate. In a nutshell, very high level, the deal provided for a certain set of milestones that UF was going to meet. It had a series of conditions precedent. I will argue maybe the most important of those milestones is that, or was that, this board retained the right to look at the master planning that was going to take place before the actual work proceeded. And that was a provision that was put in place to make sure that the board will get an opportunity to validate that the representations being made at the time of approval were going to be delivered. We therefore, as a function of that process, created milestones that will allow for the property not to be conveyed or retained back until we had a certainty that the goals that the board had established and we had translated into a negotiated agreement were materialized. We had included restrictions, use restrictions, and the ability for the county to retain or regain control of the property should something go south, so to speak, or not develop as proposed. We had included as well provisions to accommodate the fact that we still have the Community Services Department building at 810 Datura, right? And that construction wouldn't be possible unless we're able to relocate the building and then clear the site. We had included as well references to city-owned property because the University of Florida had established at the time that both city and county were needed. The private ownership that was previously referenced by Mr. Oyer was preferred but not conditional on the ability to continue to move forward, although other things happen through.
Forgive me, Isami, these sound like amazing parameters, but in regards to the land, what were the deal? What were the parameters to that?
With the land, we had eventual conveyance to a subject to a set of use restrictions and ability to recapture the land, what I'm going to call loosely first right of first refusal under several conditions if the uses were not to be met. We also delayed conveyance until after a confirmation of what I'm going to call the master plan was in place, right? Certainty that it was going to be
Making
built
sure that it's for educational purposes
the board.
and that everything
Yep.
we agree. So
we also had restrictions on what uses could be allowed, and the conversation regarding public and private was center to our negotiations throughout.
Okay, so with that being said, and just making sure that I clearly understood everything and everyone else has, I do support Commissioner Marino and Commissioner Bernard in supporting the, previous UF. If we can get that done, I love the idea of the update on September 17th, the contract no later than October 8th. I do love that. So, and those safeguards previously stated by Commissioner Marino. And this way, if any of those safeguards that we are discussing today are causing any problems, I would like them brought to us sooner than September 17th so that we can work them out prior to that, because I do not want this board or this county to miss out on this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Commissioner Barnett and then the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to echo the Vice Mayor and Commissioner Baxter. I am 100% in favor of this project and would like to see that negotiated contract brought back to us no later than 30 days. I think the date was the 17th, if I'm not mistaken.
The update 17th and the contract no later than October 8th.
October 8th.
And if we could just confirm from the stakeholders in the room that wouldn't be too late, I would really appreciate it.
No, it's nothing.
For the record, Harvey Oyer, those dates work. Thank you.
If they work for you, they work for me. I think it's time to bring Vanderbilt to West Palm Beach.
Indeed, sir.
Sooner the better.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we agree. Thank you.
There was a discussion in my office yesterday with regards to the elite status of Vanderbilt due to your global search for your student body. And you made a point to mention that you're not bringing a satellite campus to West Palm Beach. You're bringing a second campus with the high expectations that you hold for Vanderbilt and the Vanderbilt name, whether in Nashville or in West Palm Beach. I wanted to also make reference to what Kelly Smallridge mentioned about being a student of business here in West Palm Beach. Maybe if she had the opportunity to pursue her business graduate goals at a university with the caliber of Vanderbilt, maybe she would have gone in another direction. I would like to see that opportunity for our local students as well. I know you're going to be doing a global search for your student body, but I don't want Palm Beach County students to be locked out of that search as well. Just want to make sure that our students here in West Palm Beach will have the same opportunities wherever possible to benefit from a world-class education that Vanderbilt offers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Vice Mayor Marino.
Thank you. Maybe we can bring this in for a landing. I do, in the presentation, it was based on 300,000 square feet, 500 and some odd million dollars. It included student housing, the academic building itself, and a parking garage. So I think what might help the process if you have some sort of site plan that you might have etched out or something like that. I think we'd all appreciate seeing that. That would make the process easier. And I realize it's hard to do a site plan when you don't know what you're going to have, but you have to, if you play chess and not checkers, you had to have done all of the due diligence that says this is what we're going to, if we get this property, this is what we can do on it. And I think the county would appreciate getting a site plan of some kind. And with that.
No, I'm not
Well,
done
go ahead.
yet.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, I see no other lights on. I just want to say that this is a tribute to our business community under the leadership of the Kelly Smallridge, the Business Development Board, Economic Council, BizPac, that a prestigious university like Vanderbilt would decide to come here to Palm Beach County. It shows that we are really Wall Street of the South. And I appreciate the work and the hours that have gone into building our business community into a stellar community that it is today. Secondly, this is also a tribute to our public education. Michael Burke has done an amazing job, and all the teachers and administrators of our public education and private schools as well, to show that we have the students here to support a graduate school of this great esteem, such as Vanderbilt University. But I think most importantly, and I'm not looking at golf courses or beaches or great restaurants, I think it's the people. I think it's our residents. I think it's our constituents, the 7 commissioners who sit here today, that we have been noticed to have a graduate school for the future. As I say, for the Jennifers, I've just learned who Jennifer is. Jennifer is Gen X, Gen Z, the Alpha generation. This isn't for boomers such as myself. I think I'm the only boomer here anyway, so I can say that. But this is for our children and our grandchildren. And it's a tribute to the people, There are many cities in this country that have great business organizations, and I won't even name who they are, where they are located. But there's very few that can parallel Palm Beach County. We have the business community, we have the education, we have the good people who live and work and play here. And so I am proud to be the mayor of this great county. This is not like University of Florida, folks. I've reviewed that contract. I'm an attorney for many, many years. University of Florida is a land grant university, the top-notch Blue Key University of this state, but it is a public university. We have a public university here. It's called Florida Atlantic University. And Florida Atlantic University not only has a stellar athletic teams, but also a great educational program and graduate school. We don't need any competition. I love University of Florida. I've put a lot of money into it when I was in the legislature, but we are Palm Beach, and we love our own university, Florida Atlantic University. This new contract, it is a new contract. It is not the same. I'm sure it'll have a reverter clause. If they don't proceed to do what they have promised to do, Vanderbilt, it will revert back to the grantor, which is Palm Beach County, the taxpayers. We own that land. We own that land. And we will decide what is the best and highest use for that land. And I'm sure that the staff will do a good job working with all of us here. We also have private universities here. One is just a couple of miles from where we sit today. That's Palm Beach Atlantic, and Kaiser, and Southern. We have a lot of private universities. And I look forward to Vanderbilt working a synergy with our private other universities here, because I think that we can all work together very much like Stanford did in Silicon Valley. And we will not just replicate that, we will surpass it, because we are Palm Beach County and we will work together on it. So the only question I have, and it's something that's pretty important, do we get the Grand Ole Opry? Well, I've been to Nashville. You guys got great music out there. We got pretty good music here too. But I'd love to see maybe a music institute here. We can have some of that great Nashville music, and Memphis as well. So with that, I'm going to close the board. And if there's no other questions, I am going to move that we, Vice Mayor, did you want to say something before I make my motion? Okay, we'll make the motion together. The two Marias here. Going to make the motion together so that we can review this, staff can review this for a receive and file.
Need a motion.
Pardon? Oh, we don't need a motion on this?
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to direct. We're going to direct staff. Two Marias are going to direct staff to review this and to bring this in for a final vote. I would like it sooner than later. I'd like to see 30 days. If there is any reason why we cannot in 30 days, you all have done a lot of work already from Vanderbilt and the staff under Isami's direction, and thank you, Isami, for your work on this. Under Isami's direction, you all have done a lot of work as well. Is there any reason why we can't bring this in for a final vote in 30 days?
We will, Mayor, we got a million things burning that all of you want number one done. We will work as diligently as possible to bring this back to you as soon as possible, no later than the October 8th date. We're going to have to move some priorities around, but we'll bring it back to you no later than the 8th. If we can get it to you prior to that, we will do so.
What
We will
is the
work
date
very
that, I'm sorry, Ms.
We will
Baker.
work very closely with Mr. Order. We've already started talking to him. A lot of the things are already laid out in the information they gave us. We've got a parameter to start working with this, and we will do so. We will try to get it back to you as soon as possible.
How
But I
about
don't
if
want to
we-
give you a date that
Sure.
is not going to
Be work.
won't
Mr.
work
Order,
for
would you come up to the podium? Are you representing the applicant here legally?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Can we do this, and Ms. Baker, you're in charge of the staff, so you're the boss when it comes to the staff. Before October 8th, is there a date that we could have possibly a report to see how we're doing before that date?
What we can do, Mayor, as directed before, was to come back on the 17th, give you an update, and then no later than the 8th on the agreement. We can give you just a quick briefing on this individually as we do our normal one-on-ones up until that date, just to keep you informed.
I'd like, because I know that this is a work that's been in progress for a while.
No.
No? Well, I have, and I know Isami and I have been talking about it as well with regard to that. So give me a date that we can have it before that October 8th so that we can have a little report on how we're doing on it. What do you suggest?
You tell us, Mayor.
Okay.
I think that the October 8th, with all the things we've got going that we got to finalize, I think the October date is a date that we can commit. I will commit to the October 8th date. But prior to that, unless you give me permission to take some of the things that we are working on off the plate and make this the number one priority, we can get it back to you ASAP.
Commissioner Bernard?
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. You know, I'd like to, I want to do the motion to receive and file this item, Madam Mayor. Can we get a
No, I
second?
think we've done that, or not?
No.
Okay, you have the first by Mayor, the second by, no, I can't do that, can I? I can't do that. So we're going to have the first by the Vice Mayor and the second by Commissioner Bernard. All those for, anybody opposed, see that it passes unanimously. You
Madam-
have something else
yeah.
to say, I can just tell, Commissioner.
Yeah. Madam Mayor, I think that this board would prefer to do the update on the 17th and to have a date of October 8th. If the staff is, and if working with Mr. Oyer and their team, that they can bring us something on the 17th, then they can do that. But let's have the October 8th as our drop dead date. So just to give us, if it's an update on the 17th or the actual agreement, it's great. But if not, we have October 8th as the final date.
So September 17th would be the report or the final vote. And if not the final vote, then we will do that on October 8th. Is there anybody in disagreement with that? Especially staff. Mr. Oyer, does that sit well with your legal preparations for this?
Absolutely.
Very good. I love to see lawyers work quickly. So very good. Then I think we are done with this. It is now, no, I'm sorry. We're all lawyers. We work by the hour. That's all right. So I think, so congratulations. We have received a vote on that. We are going to, Mr. Barnett, Commissioner Barnett. Okay, we are going to, it is now after 12. And I know we have a lot of folks here waiting for an item that's on the agenda. But I am going to take the liberty to break for an hour. I'm sorry, I'm going to break for an hour. And we'll come back here at 1:05, and we'll commence at that time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Commissioner.